What's going on, people? It's a bunch of questions that I got already, pretty much, from that Q&A video. So I got pretty much a whole sheet right here, so I thought I'd get it done. And yeah, a bunch of people asked me if I really did have 9 fingers like my name says. No, but there is a story behind it. I used to play football in high school, dropped weight on my finger, and this little beauty popped out. A couple surgeries on it, whatever. It's functional, but it doesn't straighten. But me being Italian and me having a fucked up finger, one of my buddies is like, you know what would sound like a crazy Italian name? Tony has 9 fingers. So from high school, that name has stuck with me throughout. So that's where Tony has 9 fingers came from. Well, people were wondering because they asked me. There's a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to try to get through this quick because it's like a page full of questions. So, Coors717 asked me, what was the worst movie I've ever seen? The worst movie I think I've ever seen, I'll put it on it. I went to go see it in the movie theaters, and I thought it was going to be somewhat good, but it wasn't. I'd say Open Water. Open Water, I didn't like at all. There was some action, but pretty much the entire movie was in the middle of the water. I didn't like it at all. So, Open Water is my least favorite movie. Joseph 1074 10704. Favorite Blu-ray? Honestly, I've only seen one Blu-ray. I don't own a Blu-ray player, so it's kind of hard for me to see a lot. But the one I did was Braveheart, and that was good. I mean, me, myself, I don't collect Blu-rays because the only movies I think would be good would be action adventures, like with explosions. I mean, cartoons and comedies, I don't need to see in high definition or Blu-ray because I don't need to see it any better than it already is. I don't need extra, like, pixels and everything, so Braveheart was the only Blu-ray I saw, so I'm going off of that. That was the best one I've seen. Rhine, 1988. Favorite childhood films? Like I said before, I got a bunch of that nostalgia stuff, so definitely up there is Goonies, Sandlot, Little Giants. I mean, the list goes on and on. Movies like that. I mean, movies I can watch now. Howard the Duck, Hook. I mean, those movies I love. I love those movies. Favorite John Hughes film is either Breakfast Club or The Great Outdoors, actually. I like those. Breakfast Club, I mean, I watch that all the time. Great movie. I think Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club, my favorite John Hughes film. What do you think of 3D films? Me, myself, whenever I put on the glasses, it doesn't change the film too much. It's just me seeing in red and green or red and blue, whatever the two colors are. I mean, when I look at it, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or whatever, but I really don't notice them popping out. So I'd rather not have 3D films. I mean, if other people like it, more to them, but I don't see a point. What do you think is the best decade for films? Probably the early 90s. I mean, now, of course, with all the digitally enhanced stuff, CGI, the movies that are coming out are great, but in the early 90s, I mean, those movies I could watch over and over and over again because it was my childhood, and everyone likes to go back to their childhood. So, I mean, those movies I love. So I'd say early 90s, so 90s in general. What's my favorite horror film? Probably either The Good Son, actually. I like that movie with Macaulay Culkin. Or The Lost Boys. Lost Boys is my favorite vampire movie, and just the way it was might even be my favorite horror movie. So I'll put it Lost Boys and then The Good Son.